Hello again, people. Morinori Himberg here again. Yeah, this is the second video that I'm going to do on the movie reviews, or not movie reviews, specifically the occult merit of movies, or yeah, the occult merit of primarily horror movies, or of movies that have some kind of occult underlying tone or theme. And in this video, I'll be discussing the movie The Rite. That's spelled Therite. For those of you that don't know this movie, long story short, I'll start right off the bat by saying that this movie, I personally dislike this movie immensely because it insults a spirit mentioned in the movie, in my opinion. But yeah, and I'm not the only one. I've noticed online that a good deal of people also dislike this movie. In any case, The Rite is an exorcist style movie, so it's a movie about a priest that performs exorcisms, and he is played by the protagonist in the movie is portrayed by the actor Anthony Hopkins. We're talking about the same Anthony Hopkins from Silence of the Lambs, who plays Hannibal Lecter in it and whatnot. You know, famous actor, really good actor too. And yeah, of course, it's not Anthony Hopkins' movie that this movie. It's not Anthony Hopkins' fault. I mean, sorry, that this movie is absolute crap. But yeah, in my opinion, at least in my opinion, it's absolute crap. So yeah, long story short, this movie is about, it's an exorcist style movie, you know, so it's similar to the very first Exorcist and whatnot. All the other exorcists are pretty much the same. It's about a priest that battles demons, and that he also has difficulty seeing to it that he himself does not become possessed by those same demons and whatnot. The movie has one or two cool scenes, but only for a second. The only cool scene that I can remember is a scene in which a lot of frogs appear as to basically convey the presence of a certain specific spirit. I'll talk about the spirit that that's mentioned in this movie in a second. This is basically the main antagonist of the movie, a spirit that is haunting people and that has possessed people or similar. And in the end, he exorcises, I think, another priest, or in any case, another person from this spirit. And that's pretty much the plot of the movie. And the spirit that's used as the antagonist in this movie is none other than Bale, as in the Gueric spirit Bale. And like this movie, like a lot of movies, is not knowledgeable on the occult background of Goeric spirits. They just look up cool demons online, and they find and they just at randomly pick a spirit. And what I dislike too, obviously, the reasons why I dislike this are obvious, okay? Because it has no occult relevancy whatsoever to the actual spirit, because they have no idea even what kind of spirits are in the Goetia, nothing. The producers or movie makers or screenwriters, whomever is responsible for inserting, for example, Bale in this movie, literally just went, we need a cool movie, we need a cool demon to possess someone. Let's see. I see here, oh, this sounds nice, Bale. A Goeric demon, blah, 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 blah. For starters, Bale is not a demon. Bale is a pagan god dating back to Sumerian times and whatnot specifically. I did an article on Bale. I'm not going to go too deeply into whom Bale is. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to discuss the occult relevancy of this movie, and that is that it has little to no occult relevancy. This movie makes Bale out to be a demon, so an infernal spirit, which Bale is not. He is a pagan god that was demonized at some point, most likely by Christians, when Christians overthrew this Middle Eastern culture or religion. Hold up, let me briefly check for you guys who we're dealing with here exactly. I'm sorry, I just need to consult my own article. Bale was, let me see. Yeah, Bale is simply derived from the pagan god Baal, as in Baal Hadad. Baal Hadad was, let me see. Yeah, Baal Hadad is a Canaanite and Mesopotamian. He was a storm and rain god in Canaanite and Mesopotamian religions. Yeah, exactly. He was also known as the Akkadian god Adad, Akkadian Babylonian. So think about Babylonian god, Mesopotamian, Akkadian, around that time period when these religions were at their peak. Bottom line is that that's who Bill is. So that's already the first bullshit. That's the first bullshit mention, number one. It has no occult relevancy. Second of all, the whole deal with frogs and whatnot is simply derived from the fact that is in a movie the mentioning of frogs and the appearance of frogs is simply a reflection back to what's mentioned in the Goetia, that Bale appears as, that's one of his appearances, frog, cat, and misshapen creature, I think, that appears with spider legs. But the frog and the cat are definitely one of his shapes. This is also strictly within a Goetic context. The movie did get it right, but only by the book, as in, that's what the Goetia says. So they thought, hey, we can make this appear cool. If we have a lot of frogs appear, you know, if they decided to go with cats, then a lot of cats would appear. It just goes on. Okay, but yeah. For the rest, this movie is absolute crap. It has no occult relevancy whatsoever, okay? The spirit Bale is, despite the fact that Bale likes it, of course, because spirits like attention, and even incorrect attention is still attention, or attention that's based on false information or portraying him in a wrong light is still attention for him. And you know, spirits don't like to be forgotten, so this is like him being promoted, even if it means that he's being promoted in a bad way. Yeah, Bale is in this room with me right now. He just looks like a stereotypical Saracen. For those of you that don't know what a Saracen is, it's like a Middle Eastern soldier back in the days of the Ottoman Empire. A Saracen was literally like a foot soldier. If you briefly look up Saracen, that's what Bale appears like. Arab Muslims, specifically refer to Christian, to Islamic soldiers in Middle Ages. If you look up Saracen, you'll see a short snippet. Saracen was a term widely used among Christian writers in Europe during the Middle Ages to refer to Arab Muslims, blah blah blah, etc. etc. Hold on, I'm going to show you with my laptop what Saracen warriors, generally speaking, look like, so you have a general idea. This is how Bale approximately appears, and this is anything but. A surprise, you know, it's normal. Yeah. This is what a Saracen looks like. So yeah, it's simply the same way that you simply had knights, or that you had Crusader knights. And yeah, I consider myself a Crusader too, but in a different context, of course. But in any case, that's what it looks like. Simply the Muslim version or the Arabic version of a soldier or a footman, basically infantry. So yeah, in any case, that is the relevancy of this movie. This movie has little to no relevancy to the actual entity that we're discussing, Bale. And I also remember at the end that Anthony Hopkins' character, so the priest that exorcises, the movie makes the claim that Bale possessed a spirit, a person at the end, and usually in the traditional fashion of at least movies in which priests ask the spirit to reveal his name. What is your name, demon? What is your name? With the cross and the power of Christ compels you. The whole power of Christ compels you bit. And at the end, the person that's possessed screams Baal, and you know, the priest goes, "I know you, Baal," and boom, he's exorcised. And this movie is not the only movie that. This movie is not the only movie that in which Bale is mentioned. Bale is mentioned in video games. Bale is like Diablo 2. Bale is mentioned in pop media as a whole, and Bale is mentioned in pop media as a whole, and yeah, what else? But in all of them, he's portrayed incorrectly. The way that he's portrayed is stereotypically like, you know, some evil demon and blah blah blah. He's not the only one, of course. He's just one of them. One of the quote-unquote lucky ones to have been branded as such. But of course, like I said, this has little to no bearing to who Bale is as an actual entity. If you want to know who Bale is, check out the end screen, check out my video on Bale, or check out the article that's linked in the description below. That is who Bale actually is, okay? And yeah, this movie, similar to what all the other ones that I mentioned, all the other pop media references, has no occult relevancy, so it has little to no merit on who Bale is as an actual entity. They just thought movie demon sounded cool, they needed a cool movie demon, And they thought Bale sounded cool. They needed a cool movie demon, and they thought, hey, Bale is cool. He's not the only ones. He's not the only one. Okay, there are multiple, but yeah. For now, we'll leave it at Bale. Maybe until next video, I'll do something similar. The bottom line is that's what the movie The Rite is about, and that is the occult merit that it has little to none. Bye.